math was a Kahirli, Nikamat Mero, the ship top for Latin. Okay. Now, I read in the program that I'm a patron of Smile. Now, that happened rather quickly through an email from Mícheál. Now, she did explain to me what it was about, and would I mind if I was put on as a patron. I thought, well, everybody now is a friend of the environment, why not? So she then for good men shall might know. Now I'm trying to figure out, since I came in here, when did this word environment, when did it catch on with me? Because I remember an uncle of mine who came home from America about 40 years ago. We were driving along some road in Kerry, the next thing a car came around the corner and smoke coming out of the exhaust. Time to replace itself. But I won't forget it, the way he started screaming, look at that for pollution. And he spoke for about an hour on pollution. You know, it was big in America at the time. It hadn't arrived here yet. I think for a long time we took the environment as something that looked after itself. Far down there, but by degrees, through the initiatives of people who were concerned for the future of the environment, they began to take an interest, and like constant dripping wears the stone, eventually it has reached the stage now that it's acceptable that we must do something for the environment. And I think another step has been taken here today. You can use the environment to save costs, to save money, by coming together and exploring things like that. And anything to save money nowadays is popular as well. Now look at all the things we have. I go to a lot of schools all over the country, and I've attended a lot of them for the raising of the green flag, which is a wonder flag. Sponsored naturally or promoted by the government agencies. The green flag get the children interested in the environment. Anti-litter, and there are different stages of progressing, getting your second green flag and so on. And it's a wonderful sight now driving around the country. And they leave them flying all the year round. They don't come down for the holidays or anything. And the amount of them now all over the country. And those children go home. They might even be responsible for converting the parents, making them more environment conscious. Tasheshina. Shin Rodwan. I remember quite recently being on a visit to the Guinness Hop Store, whatever they call it. And there's a lovely view of Dublin from there. And the guide we had, he said an extraordinary thing. We couldn't use it for years. You remember the smog. If you came to the top floor of the hop store, in the days of the smog in Dublin, all you see is a massive cloud under it. Bring in the ban on smoke, coal by Mary Harney, got rid of that overnight. And that was another step. There were several steps, like the different bins we see now. The no smoking ban in stadia, Croke Park and places like that. First place I saw that was in Australia. This is a no smoking stadium, the MCG in Melbourne. And it spread from there. That's another step. I have a daughter living in Germany, and I go there now and again, and one time I went out to play a game with golf, and I was astounded. On every tee there were 4 different containers for different types of, I won't call it rubbish, material that golfers might be discarding on the way around. And they would, but the Germans would make sure it went into the right box. Now they're all great things, and a lot of it has happened. So everybody's friendly with the environment now, and you're taking it to stage 4. Mícheál, I'm in favour of all this, and the country is all the better for it. You could link in this movement for the tidy towns. Every town is much tidier now than it would have been 20 years. Look at all the awards Killarney won this year with the beginning, well, the top one would be the tidy towns, the best in the country. That will benefit Killarney through tourism and the other places as well. All these things, I link them together. I commend what you're doing. I look forward to seeing the results of it. The title, Mícheál explained to me what it means. Now, Macroom E was mentioned. I went to school 10 miles away from Macroom in a place called Ballyvoden, and we often went into Macroom. We thought it was a lovely town. But the one thing that stayed with me ever, it's known, I'm sure all of you know, the town that never ran the food. That's Macroom. So, for me, the matter is being got rather than Glenelg and other, and I think it will spread. Anytime you have Cork, Limerick and Clare coming together, all the other councils will be queuing up now to get involved as well. For me, the matter is good night.